Imagine a world where power, strength, and dominance are not seen as wrong, but as virtues that define the essence of greatness. Now flip that narrative. In a world where weakness, self-denial, and humility are revered as the highest ideals, which world would you want to live in? What would that say about your beliefs, your values, and the way you view life? This stark contrast between two very different sets of values, one rooted in power and the other in submission, forms the heart of Friedrich Nietzsche's exploration of morality. In the late 19th century, Nietzsche challenged the very foundation of Western morality, proposing a radical rethinking of what it means to be good, moral, and virtuous. He introduced the concept of master-slave morality, an idea that would go on to shape debates about power, ethics, and culture for years to come. Welcome to the unfolding journey. Here on our channel, we delve into the deep, complex topics that shape the world we live in, from philosophy and history to psychology and beyond. Our goal is to unravel the threads of human thought and experience, shedding light on the ideas that have defined civilizations and continue to influence our lives today. If you're someone who's curious about how ideas shape our actions, beliefs, and cultures, then you're in the right place. Join us on this intellectual journey where we explore and question the foundations of human knowledge and behavior. So, sit back and let's dive into Nietzsche's revolutionary concept of master-slave morality. This exploration not only offers insights into Nietzsche's philosophy, but also challenges the moral framework that has shaped Western thought for centuries. At the heart of Nietzsche's moral philosophy lies the distinction between master morality and slave morality. These terms, though evocative, do not refer to literal masters and slaves in the social sense, but rather describe two contrasting systems of values and ethics that arise out of different social positions and psychological states. Master morality is the value system of the strong, the dominant, and the creative individuals, those who shape their own destiny and live by their own code of conduct. Slave morality, in contrast, is born out of the resentment and weakness of those who have been oppressed or marginalized. Nietzsche argued that Western civilization, with its emphasis on humility, self-denial, and pity, has been dominated by slave morality. In the simplest terms, Nietzsche's master morality embraces qualities like strength, power, and individualism. It values those who create their own meaning and assert their will to power. In contrast, slave morality arises from the position of the oppressed, seeking to overturn the values of the masters. It values humility, charity, and the moral high ground. Nietzsche believed that these two moral systems reflect different responses to life and power, and that the values of slave morality have ultimately become dominant in Western culture, shaping religion, politics, and societal norms. Master morality, the affirmation of life. Master morality is grounded in the idea of power and the affirmation of life. For those who subscribe to this worldview, morality is defined by what enhances life, creativity, and individual excellence. Master morality is not concerned with the well-being of others, but with the realization of one's own potential. The master embraces their own strength, vitality, and ability to impose their will upon the world. For Nietzsche, figures like the ancient Greek heroes, the great philosophers, and the warriors who dared to challenge the status quo are prime examples of those who embody master morality. At its core, master morality celebrates life in its fullest form. It is a morality that does not shy away from struggle or conflict, but embraces it as an essential part of human existence. It values traits such as courage, boldness, and assertiveness. The master sees the world as something to be shaped and dominated through their own will, affirming life through their actions and achievements. In Nietzsche's view, the master morality is the only moral framework that truly celebrates the potential of the individual. It is a morality that is not bogged down by the need for universal laws or the concerns of the weak. Instead, it focuses on the flourishing of the self and the creation of meaning through personal strength and creative expression. Slave morality, on the other hand, is born out of a position of weakness. It is a reaction against the values of master morality, arising from the resentment of those who are oppressed or powerless. Nietzsche saw slave morality as rooted in the need to justify the suffering and limitations of the weak. Because those in positions of power, whether through physical strength, wealth, or social status, define what is good, the weak are forced to create an alternative value system that reverses the hierarchy. In slave morality, traits like humility, patience, and meekness are seen as virtuous, while strength and assertiveness are often viewed with suspicion or outright disdain. The weak, in their inability to exert power over others, turn inward and develop a set of moral values that emphasize self-denial, compassion, and piety. These values, according to Nietzsche, were often codified by religions like Christianity, which he believed promoted a morality of weakness and self-sacrifice. Nietzsche described this inversion of values as a moral revenge of the weak against the strong. Rather than seeking to cultivate strength or power, slave morality focuses on virtues that allow the weak to cope with their condition. These moral values often emphasize forgiveness, pity, and self-sacrifice, which, according to Nietzsche, were means by which the weak could justify their own suffering and gain moral superiority over the powerful. The values of humility, pity, and self-sacrifice had been so thoroughly ingrained in Western religious and cultural traditions, particularly through Christianity, that they had come to define what was considered morally good. He argued that this moral system, while offering comfort to the weak and oppressed, ultimately stifled human potential and creativity. For Nietzsche, the rise of slave morality represented a decay of the life-affirming values associated with master morality. He believed that the Christian emphasis on meekness and self-denial created a society that valued conformity over individuality and weakness over strength. Instead of celebrating human achievement and greatness, Nietzsche argued that slave morality created a culture that glorified suffering and promoted mediocrity. The dominance of slave morality, according to Nietzsche, had far-reaching consequences for Western civilization. He believed that it led to the decline of individualism, creativity, and the will to power, replacing these values with a system of morality that focused on the interests of the weak and the oppressed. Nietzsche feared that this cultural shift would result in a society that was stagnant, complacent, and lacking in the drive for greatness and self-actualization. Nietzsche's ultimate goal was to encourage a revaluation of all values, a radical reassessment of the moral system that had dominated Western culture. He called for individuals to break free from the constraints of slave morality and embrace a more life-affirming, masterful set of values that celebrated strength, creativity, and the will to power. Nietzsche's philosophy does not advocate for tyranny or the exploitation of the weak, but rather for the flourishing of the individual. He believed that people should strive to overcome the limitations imposed by conventional morality and create their own values based on their unique experiences and aspirations. This, according to Nietzsche, was the path to true freedom and self-realization. By advocating for a return to master morality, Nietzsche sought to revive the spirit of individual greatness that had been lost in the dominance of slave morality. He urged individuals to embrace their inner strength and affirm life through the pursuit of personal excellence, creativity, and self-mastery. For Nietzsche, the ideal individual was one who transcended the conventional moralities of good and evil, creating their own values and living a life of power and authenticity. Nietzsche's exploration of master and slave morality offers a powerful lens through which to examine the moral systems that govern our lives. It forces us to question the values that we hold dear and ask ourselves whether they truly serve our personal growth and potential. As Nietzsche challenged the dominance of slave morality in Western culture, he invited us to consider a new way of thinking about morality, one that embraces strength, creativity, and the affirmation of life. If you're fascinated by Nietzsche's ideas and the broader philosophical implications of his work, make sure to subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. We'll continue to explore how these and other revolutionary ideas have shaped the world around us, and how they might inspire us to rethink the way we live, think, and grow. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss out on a new journey into the depths of human thought. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let your own journey unfold.